There are so many names you can call her, but the most important name is she's a Marxist. That's her ideology. She wants to destroy our country.
Are they doing this for the vote? Is that what they're trying to do?
She's the greatest flip-flopper in history. Can you imagine somebody say, we want open borders so the entire world can release their prisoners into our country?
Why are they allowing that?
Because Biden and Kamala and all of these people, they want it. I call her, I have different names, it's very interesting, very, very interesting. But there are so many names you can call her, but the most important name is she's a Marxist. That's her ideology. She wants to destroy our country.
Are they doing this for the vote? Is that what they're trying to do?
She's the greatest flip-flopper in history. Every single thing. I'd almost rather have somebody just stick with what they, where they come from, okay? Every single thing that she believed in her whole life. Defund the police. She was a defunder, big defunder. She was somebody that bailed out all the people that destroyed Minnesota and Minneapolis during the riots. She literally raised money to get these absolute thugs out of jail. And this is a woman, think of it, defund the police. When you're a defender of the police, that's about maximum, okay? Then you don't get worse. But no drilling of oil of any kind. That means Pennsylvania goes bankrupt because Pennsylvania is the biggest, just about the biggest fracker. And it's a big percentage of their economic wealth and their employment. It's about 500,000 people. Pennsylvania, I can't imagine anybody from Pennsylvania voting for this person. But this is a person that shouldn't have been there. She tried to get there. She failed, and then she got there. It's the craziest thing. And I think she's going to fail because this country is not ready for a Marxist. I call her Komrade because she's, that's a connotation. But this country is not ready for a Marxist as a president or a communist as a president. She may have gone into that. She skipped the socialist, that was skipped over. She's beyond that. And we're not ready for that, Shawn.
Let's talk about the assassination attempt on your life.
Yeah.
There was another one I saw today.
Well, it didn't.
Potential.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the same thing. They had somebody that they took in today, but that wasn't a bullet going at 4,000 miles an hour at you. That was.
Where is this coming from? I mean, we look at the context. There's a lot of speculation about this, but if you look at context, the media's been against you. Then there was Russiagate. Then there was the impeachment. Then they kicked you off all of your social media platforms. They prosecuted you. And the latest was there was an assassination attempt. Was this really a lone wolf?
In history, if you study history, which you do probably more so than I do, they say Andrew Jackson was a president that was the most tormented as a president. They really went after him. Second was Abraham Lincoln, but he had the Civil War, so you would maybe expect that. And now people are saying, but nobody's close. Think of it. I won, but they impeached me twice. That's crazy Nancy Pelosi. She's no good, bad, so bad for the country. And an evil person, a sick person. I think she's a very sick person. But that whole, there's a large portion of the Democrats, like Adam Shifty Schiff. He'll probably be a senator soon. And he's just a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Made up stories. There are a lot of bad people over there. And I think I can say that there's never been a president treated like this. Now, the reason I'm being treated like this is I want a strong military. I want a border. I want things that you would like. I want low taxes. I want great jobs. I want to make America great again. All of these things. Nobody cares about Biden. Nobody cares about Bush. Nobody cares about a lot of other people. I rebuilt our military. I cut regulations more than anybody in history. I'm against destroying our country based on environmental things that are not true. They're just not true. They want to destroy our country. They're called environmental extremists. And I don't know if they actually believe it. It's interesting. They don't want us to produce any energy, they want our country to go to hell. And yet China's building a coal plant every single week. And coal is okay. They actually have methods now where coal becomes clean coal, all right? But think of it. Through the air currents, we can have the cleanest country. They can give up everything. They can give up the cows, which they'd like to. The cows they want to give up. No more meat. They don't want cows. They don't want cattle. Next will be humans, right? Mm-hmm. But they can give up the cows. They can give up they can do everything perfectly. But China won't. And that air, over a period of about 4 days, flows right over the United States.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? And John Kerry would go over there in his, privately owned airplane. His wife was a Heinz, married to Heinz, and she's wealthy, and they have a beautiful plane. And he'd fly over there and spewing whatever they spew. But he'd meet with President Xi, and he'd talk about the environment. And President Xi is a great player. He's a great poker player. And he was very nice to him. And, oh, yes, we are working very hard. We're not going to do anything, just words. But think of it. That flows. The garbage flows down the Pacific, into the Pacific. Do you know the garbage port goes right along our West Coast and actually hits? We take tons and tons of garbage from China and other Asian countries out of the water. We don't talk to them about it. We don't charge them anything.
You had mentioned...
It's so unfair.
You had mentioned that China's producing a new power plant every week. How are we going to, if you get in, he's also said that the race for AI, whoever achieves that will achieve global domination.
Big deal, yeah.
How are we going to compete with China in the artificial intelligence space if we don't up our energy production?
If somebody like this Marxist gets in, I really don't believe it can happen. When she's exposed, I can't imagine. But if that happens, we're not going to be able to compete with anything. Mm-hmm. Oil, gas. We were energy independent with me, first time in ever. And we're soon going to be energy dominant. We have more oil and gas. I call it liquid gold, under our feet than any other country, more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than any other country, more than Russia. We were going to be energy dominant, but we were already energy. We didn't need anybody's energy. We didn't need our ships going through areas near the Arabic world where the ships get blown out of the water. We didn't need anything from anybody. We're energy independent. Nobody can believe it.
Will we get
but we're
back
going to
there?
be energy dominant. Think of it. But AI is important, and other things are important. But AI, do you know that for AI, you will need more energy, electricity. What they need is electricity. That specific word. You will need more electricity than we have right now for everything. See the strip behind us, and this big building. Add it all up, everything in the United States, you'll need double the energy that we produce right now, just for that one industry, if we're going to be the big player and dominant. If we're not going to be the big player, then China's going to take over that industry very easily. And the problem is, so we have to produce massive electricity that we don't have. But the environmental impact statements won't allow us to do that. The rules and regulations that we currently have won't allow us to do any of it, not even a tiny fraction of it. But if I'm president, we'll be able to do it. And we'll do it through natural gas, which is clean, and we'll do it through primarily natural gas and nuclear. Nuclear now has become very good, very safe, and you build the smaller plants and you attach them. But nuclear is very powerful, very good. The wind doesn't work. It's very expensive, kills the birds, destroys everything around it. It's very, 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 very bad. It's the most expensive energy, wind. And then every 9 years, you have to replace the turbines. They're made out of steel and they wear out. But we will create tremendous electricity for our country. and that will allow AI to compete.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.